Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today we'll be talking about another class 2 restoration. Actually, I am posting a lot of class 2 videos because it might look very simple to a few people, but doing a good class 2 restoration needs a lot of patience and practice to set those contours right, the isolation and the bonding. You can improve with time. So this is basically a class 2 restoration video of a maxillary first molar. So this cavity, as you can see, is patent Fisher caries, but it has grown inside and is extending to the proximal surface distal side of the upper molar. So in such cases, whenever we expect that a class 2 restoration will be there, we will do a multiple tooth isolation. That is, we have put the clamp on the tooth distal to the tooth being restored. You can see the cavity is extending to the proximal areas. We can see the undermined enamel. We'll be flaring the proximal walls as per the Clark's principles of class 2 cavity preparation. So we have extended the proximal walls. Since the cusps are very thin, we'll be doing cusp capping whenever the thickness is less than 2 millimeters. In order to prevent the fracture of the tooth and the restoration, we are going to reduce the cusps and cap them by our restoration, be it direct composite or indirect ceramics. This distolingual cusp is also very thin, we'll be capping it. So we are using an occlusal reduction burr and reducing the height of the burrs. Now when we come to restoring such teeth, matrix selection is very important, because if I use a simple sectional matrix in this, when I'll put the ring, it will collapse against these walls. So either I build up these proximal walls first or select a stronger matrix. In this case, we will be selecting a saddle matrix. So our cavity preparation is almost complete. We can still see a palatal fissure being involved by the caries. We are clearing that off using a carbide burr. We are almost done with our cavity preparation. Now we'll be using a saddle matrix. Now this is the saddle matrix wedge and the separating ring from tor which has been placed. You can see the nicely adapted gingival seat to the ring to the saddle matrix. We'll be using enamel etch only. Because of the self-etching properties of the bonds that are available, which we call as universal bonds, we prefer not to etch dentine in deeper cavities and whenever using universal bond. So here, this is after rinsing the etching solution. We are using universal bond here. Universal bond is being scrubbed onto the clean cavity. Apply the bond on all the surfaces and always observe the work you're doing. So now after curing the bond, we will be sealing the dentine first. For this we are using a bulk fill by Tokuyama, we're placing a layer of flowable composite over whole of the dentine. Now we'll be using some fiber reinforced composite, which is Everex Flow by GC, for giving strength to our restoration. So after this step, we'll be building our proximal wall to convert the class 2 restoration into a class 1. Here I am using a 10 number file to take the flowable composite between any crevices or any gaps, and I would say for adapting the flowable composite with the matrix band and the cavity walls. Some more fiber reinforced composite is being used. Whenever I cure a increment, I usually set my curing light to 10 seconds. So now we are building the proximal wall. We are using Voco composite here. We are adapting the composite to the matrix band and making the proximal wall here. We are using micro brushes to adapt each and every increment to the previous layer. After the proximal wall is built, we will be doing a cusp by cusp buildup. This is a micro brush used to adapt every increment to the previous increment or the cava surface margins of the cavity. As you'll see in the video, every time I'm applying a layer of composite, I'm using a micro brush. So here you can see that the class 2 restoration has been converted into a class 1 restoration. The proximal wall has been made. So now we proceed to the cusp by cusp or centripetal buildup. Here we are forming the distobuccal cusp. The oblique ridge always extends from the mesiolingual to the distobuccal cusp. Mesiolingual or the mesiopalatal. Started becoming visible. Now we can see the oblique ridge. This is the distolingual cusp. This instrument which I am using to mold or to shape the cusps is from a PKT set. PKT set is basically a wax carving set from Despotent. I love this instrument, I have been using it. So now this is the final distal marginal ridge being made. So we're almost done with our incremental buildup. We'll be using some discs to refine the proximal walls and to make both the marginal ridges at equal heights. I don't have those misura. I'm planning to add posterior misura so that while making the proximal walls, the level of both the proximal ridges could be made equal with the help of that instrument. Finally, what we'll be doing is we'll be curing these buildup under glycerine so that the oxygen inhibition layer that is formed at the top of the composite restoration doesn't build and the completely curing of composite is possible. So here we have already applied the layer of glycerine and we are curing the final restoration. I couldn't record that finishing part using discs. Final polishing I have recorded that we do with these brushes, the diamond polishing paste and the white discs by Dentsply. So here our restoration is complete. Now we'll be removing the rubber dam and checking for any high points. Thanks a lot for your time. We'll be posting such content for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for your time.